to my 60-minute Ashtanga Vinyasa Flow class. My name is Kim and I will be guiding you through this practice. So to begin, I want you to come to a comfortable seated position at the front of your mat. Place your hands on your lap and gently close your eyes. And just sit here for a few moments of stillness. And then, without any intention to change it, I want you to notice the rhythm of your breathing. The expansion of your chest as you inhale, the relaxation of your diaphragm. Perhaps you chose to take slow, deep breaths here. Or perhaps you chose to breathe quickly and more shallow. Most likely though, you didn't make a conscious choice. You probably just started to breathe in your habitual way. In our practice and in our life, there are so many things that we do simply out of habit. Some of these habits are helpful to our practice. For example, in your chaturangas, you may only bend your elbows to 90 degrees to protect your shoulders. These are habits we work hard to cultivate. Other habits are more destructive to our physical and emotional growth. On your mat today, I want you to focus on the way that you come into your asanas, the movement of your arms, the direction of your gaze, and ask yourself, are you doing these things simply out of habit, or are you doing them with conscious intention? You have the power to let go of that which no longer serves you, both on the mat and out into the world. So with that intention in mind, I invite you to start your Ujjayi breathing, your victorious breath. Start by engaging your Uddiyana Bandha, the subtle energy lock in your abdomen, and your Mula Bandha, your root lock in your pelvis. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come to the front of your mat, starting in all fours. On your inhale, cat. Exhale, Halloween cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, walk your arms out, coming into melting heart. Inhale, walking back up into neutral. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale, walking your hands back out to melting heart. One breath here. Inhale to walk back into neutral. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale, melting heart. One breath. Inhale to walk back up, and then 2 more rounds on your own. On your next inhale, raise your right leg and grab your right ankle with your left hand, kicking up into a back bend here. 5 breaths. 1, squaring your hips and your shoulders to the mat. 2, looking forward, arching your back. 3, kicking your leg deeper into your back bend. 4, 5. On your exhale, release and come back into neutral. On your inhale, kick your left leg up. Use your right hand to grab your left ankle and kick back. 5 breaths. 1, 2, kicking deeper into your back bend. 3, keeping your shoulders and your hips square to the mat. 4, 5. Exhale to release. Now on your next inhale, bring your left arm forward, your right leg back, and on the exhale, bring your left arm and right leg to the side, 90 degrees to your torso. Inhale back to center, exhale to the side. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. Inhale to the center, exhale to the side. Inhale, center, exhale to the side. Next inhale, back to center and exhale, coming into neutral. Inhale to kick your opposite arm and leg up. Exhale, bringing them 90 degrees to the torso to the side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the side. Inhale to center. Exhale, feeling that contraction in your obliques. Inhale to center. Exhale to the side. Inhaling back to center. And exhale, coming into your neutral spine. One more cat-cow here. Inhale for cat. Exhale for cat. On your next inhale, tuck your toes on your mat and then kick up into your first downward facing dog. Walk your dog here, finding length in your hamstrings. Maintaining your Ujjayi breath, your victorious breath. Make sure your hips are in line with your feet. Back is straight. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, look up, bend your knees and kick up to the top of your mat, coming into your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. We're going to take 3 rounds of Surya Namaskara A. So, standing in Samastitihi. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, looking up. Exhale, hinging forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, looking up for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, planting your hands and walking or stepping back to your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths here. 1, make sure your feet are hip width apart. 2, keeping the length in your spine. 3, grounding your fingertips to your mat. 4, gazes towards your navel or to your shins. 5, on your exhale, bend your knees and inhale, jump to the top of your mat, coming up into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. Second round. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Look up. Exhale, hinge forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, looking up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, planting your hands and stepping or jumping into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders down. Exhale, downward facing dog.
can stay here in your down dog if you would like stillness, or you can start jumping with your heels to your bum, coming into our handstand prep for 5 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo. Wobbling is good. Wobbling is growth. And 5. On your next inhale, step or jump back to the top of your mat, coming into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. One more round here. Inhale, hands up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, planting your hands and stepping or jumping back into your Chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. And again, take 5 breaths here, or come with me into another version of our handstand prep kicks with our legs straight. 5 jumps here. 1, come forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. On your next inhale, step between your hands or jump between your hands, coming back into our Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Moving on to Surya Namaskara. Beat 2 rounds here. Inhale, bending your knees, coming into Utkatasana. Exhale, hinging forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, jumping back into our Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Turn your left leg 45 degrees. Step your right foot between your hands, coming up into our Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, planting your hands, coming back into our Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, turning our right foot 45 degrees, stepping our left foot between our palms, coming up again into Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths here. 1. Inhale to jump back to the top of your mat. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, bending your knees, look up, hands up, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Final round. Inhale to bend your knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, plant your hands and jump back into our Chaturanga. Inhaling to come into our upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot 45 degrees, right foot between your hands, coming into Warrior 1. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, coming up into our Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Coming into our Warrior 1 on the other side. Exhale, planting your hands, coming back into our Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Final 5 breaths here. 1, making sure that your feet are hip width apart. 2, rotating your shoulders externally to plant your fingertips onto the mat. 3, internally rotating your thighs. 4, keeping your bandhas engaged, your energy locks in your stomach and in your pelvic floor. 5, on the inhale, jump back between your hands, coming up into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, bending your knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, we're done with our sun salutations and we're gonna move on to our flow now. So coming back up with your hands up into Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling into Uttanasana. Inhale, look up. Exhale, jump back into Chaturanga. Coming back up into upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, bring your right foot to the sky, coming into three-legged dog on the inhale. On the exhale, bringing knee to your nose, and then stepping between your hands. Inhale to turn your back foot 90 degrees to your front foot, coming into your warrior one, Virabhadrasana B. 5 breaths here. 1. Gazes towards your front hand. 2. Shoulders should be stacked directly on top of the hips. 3. Your abdomen is engaged. 4. Knee should be directly over the front ankle. And 5. On your next inhale, straighten your legs and bring your front hand reaching towards the front of the room. On the exhale, bring your palms towards the floor, binding your big toe for Utthita Trikonasana. 5 breaths here. 1, gazing towards that top hand. 2, stacking your shoulders directly on top of one another. Hips should be open to the long edge of the mat. 3, 4, and 5. On the next inhale, bend your front knee, arms back up, and launch into your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, hands to the front, top hand to the sky. 5 breaths here. 1, keeping your back foot flexed, leg 90 degrees to the standing leg. 2, gazes to the top hand. 3, for a back bend here, bend your top leg and grab your top ankle, kicking into a back bend. 4, kicking deeper to arch your spine. 5, release. On the inhales, bring your both hands down, squaring your hips. Exhale, coming into standing splits. It's more important to keep your hips square here than to keep your top foot high. You want to feel the stretch in your glutes on your standing leg and in the hamstrings. Draw your chest towards your knee rather than bringing your nose towards the knee. You want to keep your spine long. And if you feel balanced, you can bring one hand to wrap around your ankle. If you're feeling really balanced, you can bring 2 hands, but I'm going to keep one hand on the mat. 1 more breath here. On the exhale, bring that back leg down to the mat, turning it again 90 degrees, and then coming into our warrior 2. Exhale into our Utthita Parshvakonasana with your right elbow on your right thigh. 5 breaths here. 1, gaze towards the top hand. 2, you can stay here feeling that stretch in your side body, or bringing your right arm behind your standing leg, your front leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale to come up. Exhale to plant your palms and step back into your Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Next inhale, bringing your left leg up, and then exhale, bringing your knee to your nose and stepping your foot between your palms, coming up into our warrior 2 on our other side. 5 breaths here. 1. Again, we're gonna open our front leg to we're gonna open our hip to the side of the mat. 2, gazes towards the front hand. 3, 4, 5. On our inhale, straighten that front leg, and then bring your top hand close to the front of the mat. On the exhale, bring your hand down, right arm up, coming into Utthita Trikonasana. 5 breaths here. Keeping your gaze to the top hand, Your bottom hand reaching towards the mat or binding your big toe. Stacking your shoulders one on top of the other, really feeling that twist in your side spine. Next inhale, bring your arms back up, bending your front knee and launching into your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Left hand reaching for the floor or your mat, top hand reaching up. Keeping your right leg 90 degrees to the standing leg. Foot should be flexed. Gaze again towards the top hand. Hips stacked one on top of the other. And for a back bend, grabbing your right ankle with your right arm. And stretching into your spine, finding that balance. On your exhale, release. And on the inhale, squaring your hips, bringing both hands down into standing splits. 5 breaths here. Again, you want to lead with your heart center, bringing your chest towards your knees. If you're feeling stable in your standing leg, you can wrap one hand around the ankle. You can even wrap 2 hands if you're feeling more daring. One more breath here. On your exhale, bring your back foot down, turning your back foot 90 degrees, coming back into our warrior 2. Woo. And then bringing our left elbow to our left thigh, right arm up, Uttita Parshvakonasana. Staying here, or bringing your left hand to the outside edge of your left foot, feeling that intense stretch in our side body. Next inhale, coming back up into our warrior 2, and then exhale, planting our hands, coming into our chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale to bring our right leg up, and then right knee to our right nose, planting our right foot between our palms, turning the left leg 45 degrees, and then coming up into our Virabhadrasana A, our warrior 1. 5 breaths in our warrior 1. Gaze should be towards the top hands. Hips should be square to the front of the mat. Front knee should be directly over the front ankle. If you're having trouble squaring your hips, you can widen your stance slightly. Next inhale, straightening your front leg, bringing your right hand onto your sacrum. Left hand reaches towards the front of your mat, coming to the outside of your right foot, twisting into our Parivrtta Trikonasana. Feeling that intense stretch in our side glutes. Gaze towards the top hand. Yearning to stack one shoulder on top of the other. Next inhale, look to your big toe, coming back into your Virabhadrasana A, but palms at heart center. Exhale, twist to bring your left elbow over your right thigh, coming into a Parivrtta Parshvakonasana. 5 breaths here. You can stay here with your palms together, pushing into the palms to deepen that twist, or for full pose, bringing your left hand down to the side edge of your right foot, and then bringing your right arm over your head, gaze towards your top hand. One more breath here. Exhale. Exhale to look down towards your big toe. Inhale, bringing your back foot to meet your front foot, coming into our twisted Utkatasana. Bringing the weight into your heels and sitting deeper into that chair pose as if you're expecting a seat beneath you at any moment. Pushing into your palms to deepen that twist. One more breath. And the next inhale, coming back into our Samasthiti. From here, we're going to bring our left hand onto our hip, right hand coming onto our knee as we bring our foot up, coming into our Uttita Hasta Padangusthasana, a balancing pose. Stay here, or for full posture, grabbing your right big toe and extending your leg out in front of you. Gaze is towards one point, to the front of the room. Shoulders are retracted, back is long. Engaging the glutes in your left leg to keep you balanced. On your next exhale, bring your knees to your nose. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to bring the leg to the side of the room. Here, try and open your hips to the front edge of your mat, keeping your pelvis parallel to the mat and level, keeping your shoulders back and away from the ears, and your gaze fixed in one position in the front of the room. Inhale to bring the leg back, and then exhale to release. And from here, cross your right ankle over your left knee and sit into our standing figure four, sinking into our figure four seat, feeling that stretch in the right glute, and staying here or bringing your elbows towards your shin as you sit deeper. You can stay here, or for even a little bit of a rest, you can reach your hand down to the mat and just rest your palms onto the mat, relieving the pressure off of that standing leg. And make a shelf with your elbows and put your right shins onto the shelf, kicking your standing leg a little bit back, and try tilting forward, looking forward, lifting your left toes a few millimeters from the floor. And for full posture, extending that back leg, coming into our flying pigeon. 2 breaths here. And from here, you can kick back into your chaturanga or step back into Utkatasana and then step into chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On the inhale, bring your left leg up. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose, squeezing your abs, and then slowly placing your left foot between your hands. Inhale to bring the back foot 45 degrees, coming up into our Virabhadrasana A. 5 breaths here. 1, looking forward towards your top hands. 2, keeping your front knee directly over your front ankle. 3, grounding your back foot, pressing the edge of your back foot, the outer edge, to the mat. 4, keeping your hips square. 5, next inhale, straighten your front leg and bring your right hand to the outside of your left foot, coming into our twisted Uttita Trikonasana, so Pravrita Trikonasana. 5 breaths here. 1, keeping your gaze towards your top hand. 2, really driving your right hip to the front of the room. 3, really feeling that twist in your spine. 4, 5. On the exhale, look towards your big toe and bend your knees, coming back into Warrior 1. On the exhale, hands to heart center, bringing your right elbow towards the outside of your left leg, coming into our twisted side angle. 5 breaths here. 1, really pressing your palms together to deepen that twist in your spine. 2, stay here or open your arms, bringing your right arm down and your left arm overhead into full posture, Pravrita Parshvakonasana. 3, gaze towards the top hand. 4, keeping your hips square to the front of the mat. 5, next inhale, bring your palms together, and on the exhale, bring your right foot to meet your left, coming into our twisted Utkatasana. 5 breaths here. On the exhale, coming back into our Samasthitihi. Next inhale, bringing your left knee towards your hand, right hand on your hip. Stay here, or for full posture, bind your big toe with your peace fingers and extend that left leg forward, coming into Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. 5 breaths here. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears and retracted. Spine long. Pelvis level and parallel to the mat. On your next exhale, bringing your face towards your knee, and on the inhale to lengthen, exhale to open up your left leg towards the side of the room. Staying here with your gaze forward, or if you feel balanced, turning your gaze towards the right. 5 breaths here. Embrace the wobbles. Next inhale, bring your left leg back to center, and on the exhale, release your big toe. Cross your left ankle over your right knee and come into your seated figure 4 position on the left side. Sitting back into your chair, which you expect at any moment beneath your bum, keeping your left foot flexed to protect your knee. Stay here or fold forward so much that you can rest your elbows onto your left shin. And you can stay here, or for a bit of a rest, you can actually bring your hands to touch the mat. And here you can hinge forward, creating a shelf with your elbows and resting your shin on the shelf. On your inhale, tilt forward even further so you can lift your back foot just a few centimeters off the mat. And on your next inhale, send your back leg flying backwards into flying pigeon. 3 breaths here. Keep your gaze in front of you. And kick back into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On your next inhale, jump between your hands, coming into seated. We are going to start the seated portion of our sequence. So you can bring the energy level a little bit lower down and really find some stillness as we come into our poses and deepen the stretch that we're about to feel in our quadratus lumborum, which is the muscle in our back that keeps our back extended. So start by bringing your right foot to your left inner thigh. Inhale to raise your hands up. Exhale to fold forward, coming into Janushirasana A. Inhale here to lengthen, and you can keep your hands anywhere along your leg. You can rest them on your knee or your shin. The key here is not to round your spine. So wherever you need to rest your hands to keep your spine long is perfect. Inhale again to lengthen. Exhale to fold forward, leading with your heart center. On the next inhale, bring your left arm onto your right knee, right arm overhead, reaching towards your big toe. Revolve Janushirasana A, 5 breaths here. Feeling that stretch on the side of your spine. Reaching towards your left big toes, binding them if you have the space, keeping your gaze towards the underside of your bicep, and opening your heart to the side of the room. Next inhale, bring your arms back up and keep your legs where they are, but plant your hands towards the back of your mat. So let me rotate here to show you. So from here, we're gonna rotate our arms, planting them towards the back of the mat, and then we're gonna spin onto our left leg, coming into one-legged plank. On the exhale, bring your knee to your nose and then step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, extending your right leg, bending your left knee, coming into Ardha Hanuman, half monkey. Exhale to lengthen and fold forward. Inhale to come back into low lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. And you can stay here, really deepening your forward fold in Ardha Hanuman, or you can start to inch your right foot forward, coming into our full Hanumanasana, stopping anywhere along the way where you feel tightness or resistance. So if you're coming into full Hanuman, make sure you can overcome the grippiness of your mat here with your heel. There we go. We can slide our leg forward and come to bring our sitting bones as close to the mat as we can, keeping our hips square. So keeping your left hip aiming towards the front of the mat, drawing your right hip back. And eventually, if you find yourself with your right sit bone touching the floor, bring your arms overhead. And the next inhale, everybody coming back into our Ardha Hanuman. Oops. And then exhale, crossing your right leg over your left, coming into your Gomukhasana, cow face pose. So if you have any tightness, grab a block and put it underneath your sit bones to just open up the space in your hips. In Gomukhasana, grab both ankles, inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold forward. 5 breaths. Folding further forward with every exhale. Leading with your heart center. Next, inhale, unravel your legs, coming back into a Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale to lower. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale to jump between your hands, coming back into our seated position. And we're going to do Janusirsasana A on our other side. So bringing your left sole of your foot into your right inner thigh. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold forward, grabbing the outer edges of your right foot. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold further forward. Again, remembering to keep your spine long, so stopping with your hands along the way if you need to. You don't need to be reaching for your edges of your feet. Full posture here is to use your left hand to grab your right wrist. Next inhale, bringing your right hand on your left knee, left arm overhead, reaching towards your right foot, Raval Janusirsasana. Opening your heart to the side of the room and reaching for your toes. Gaze towards the underside of your bicep, really feeling that stretch in your spine. Next inhale, keeping your legs where they are, plant your hands towards the other side of your mat and then pivot on your right foot, coming into high plank. Exhale, drawing your knee to your nose and then stepping your left foot between your hands. Inhaling, coming into Ardha Hanuman. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Ardha Hanuman. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Ardha Hanuman. And from here, exhaling, folding forward, deepening that stretch in your hamstrings. You can stay here for 5 breaths or come with me into full Hanumanasana, trying to wiggle your way on the sticky mat. Bringing your left leg forward, keeping your hips square. So you can keep your toes tucked underneath you or rest your toes onto the mat. Trying to sink your sit bone towards the mat while keeping your right hip aiming forward, your left hip drawn back. And if you're in full posture here, again, lift your arms above your head, look up. And from here on the inhale, everybody coming back into your Ardha Hanuman. Exhale, crossing your left leg over your right, coming to Gomukhasana. Again, I need to use a block here because of the tightness in my hips, but if you have open hips, then just go for it. Grabbing both ankles, inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to fold forward. The aim is eventually to have your nose to the mat. Next inhale, unraveling your legs by rolling forward and coming into our high plank, exhaling to come into Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and then from here, jump again between your hands, coming into seated, legs out, and 1 breath in Dandasana to reset. Next inhale, lifting your right leg off the floor. And then next inhale, pushing your bum off the floor, grounding into your left heel. 5 breaths here. 1, 2. Really engaging your abs here. 3. Squeezing everything, pushing down on your palms. 4. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears. 5. Exhale to come down. Inhale, 1 breath to lengthen. And next inhale, lifting your left heel off the mat. And then inhaling again to push your bum off the mat. 5 breaths here. Grounding into your right heel. Grounding into your palms, pushing your bum off the mat. 3rd breath. 4, 5, exhale to release. Inhale again to lengthen for Dandasana. And then on our next inhale, we're gonna push everything off the mat. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Remember to breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. Excellent job. Inhaling to lengthen and exhale to release. On our next inhale, we're going to cross our legs and roll forward, coming back into our high plank, and then exhaling into our Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then from here, we're going to jump back through into our seated position. And then we're going to lie all the way down. We're going to start with our back bending sequence now, bringing your heels towards your bum. We're going to do 3 rounds of either bridge pose or wheel. You can choose any combination of the 3. So I'm just going to start in bridge to begin with. I'm reaching my fingertips as close to my heels as I can, wiggling my bum towards my heels, and then on my inhale, I'm just going to lift my pelvis And exhaling, pushing higher up into bridge. Interlacing my fingers and reaching my pelvis towards the ceiling, trying to open up my back here, preparing for wheel in my next 2 rounds. 3 more breaths here. I'm drawing my knees together, trying to squeeze them in. And on the exhale, roll your spine back down onto the mat. You can continue in bridge pose for another 2 rounds, or you can come with me into wheel. If you're coming into wheel, open up your legs slightly so that your feet are hip-width apart and your knees are turning inwards, touching one another. And then bring your palms underneath your shoulders. Again, just opening the distance between your palms so that you can draw your elbows in. From here, on the inhale, push up and rest your head on the mat. And then 1 more push to come into our wheel pose. In here, try and focus on straightening your arms and squeezing your knees inwards. Don't let them splay out. And if your arms are straight, use your feet to push forwards, trying to stack your shoulders on top of your wrists. Keep breathing here. On the exhale, coming back onto your head and then walking your hands a little bit further back. Inhaling to push back up. Again, trying to straighten your legs by pushing your shoulders to stack on top of your wrists. Keeping your knees drawing inwards. On the exhale, roll your vertebrae down onto the mat. From here, let your knees rock from side to side, thanking your body for that intense back bend that it just experienced. And when you're ready, place your hands around your knees and rock back up into our seated position, coming into our Paschimottanasana, our restorative counter pose, letting your spine round over your legs here. From here, we are going to come back through our vinyasa. There's 2 ways to go about this. You can cross your legs and push up, walking back into your high plank and then chaturanga, or you can come with me into kakrasana. Now, if you've never done kakrasana before, just watch me for the first time. Don't attempt it. It's really important to keep your neck safe in this pose. So unless you're sure of the technique, I would just go back into the first transition where you come into high plank and then chaturanga. But for those of you who are familiar with kakrasana, let's exhale to lie all the way down, planting your hands underneath our shoulders again on the inhale. And then exhale to come up, and then we're gonna crocodile forward, back into our high plank, exhaling into chaturanga. Inhaling into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can come into a tripod headstand by coming onto your knees, planting your hands, planting your head, and then kicking back up, trying to pike your way, lifting your legs slowly up to the sky for tripod headstand, and staying here, or experimenting a little bit with your legs, having some fun, being silly, being artsy, whatever you feel in your tripod headstand today, or just staying in stillness. And when you're ready, slowly bring your legs back down. Or you can come into our traditional headstand with our hands interlaced, elbows approximately 1 forearm length apart, resting the crown of your head on the mat with the back of your head resting against your palm. And then again, lifting your legs and slowly planking up, coming into our headstand Sirsasana. Engaging your core here to keep yourself stable. Trying to keep your heels, your knees, and your bum in one line. Toes pointed pretty much straight at the sky. Next inhale, slowly lower your legs, stopping at 90 degrees if you can and holding for 2 breaths. Exhaling, coming almost all the way down, hovering your big toe, just playing here, and then inhaling to come back up into bonus Sirsasana if you have the inclination. And then exhale, everybody lower down, coming into child's pose, well-deserved child's pose. From child's pose, planting your hands at the front of the mat, coming back into our high plank, exhaling into our last chaturanga of the practice, inhaling into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, exhaling Adho Mukha Svanasana, inhaling to jump back between your hands, coming into seated, and then exhaling to roll all the way down. Inhale here, bringing your knees towards your armpits, hands reaching the outer edges of your feet, coming into a happy baby. Staying here in stillness or rocking back and forth, enjoying this lovely restorative pose, and at the same time feeling a stretch in your hips here. Next inhale, bring your feet to center. Wrap your right leg around your left, coming into eagle legs. Right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to contract everything, bringing your elbow to your knee. Inhale to lie back down and release the arms. Exhale to drop the knee towards the left, keeping your elbows glued to the mat, your shoulders glued to the mat as well, and feeling that lovely spinal twist. Keep your gaze towards your right fingertips and your knees being pulled by gravity to touch the mat, to touch the floor beneath your mat. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhaling to unwind, and then inhaling, crossing your left leg over your right, your left arm underneath your right. Exhaling to crunch. Inhale to release your arms, and then exhale, just allowing your knees to fall towards the right. Again, trying to keep your left shoulder against your mat, gazing towards your left fingertips. Every exhale coming deeper into the spinal twist until maybe your knees touch the floor. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhaling to release. Inhale, wrapping your arms around your knees, squeezing every single muscle in your body. Exhale, releasing into your Shavasana.